what are we doing here? Apparently nothing. Apparently that's what we're doing. Now, I'm just kidding. I'm actually reviewing some stuff I thought was important to people that subscribe to the channels. So I thought, well, why not share these items with people in my network? And some of this is stuff I've come across this week in the course of interacting with people on LinkedIn. Some of it's stuff that I came across in the last month interacting with some people in my network, Nancy Regan and Jesus Sifonte. And this is about the IRCC. Well, I wanted to take a look at their site and learn a little bit more about their level 1 certification and just see how this RCM certification is kind of set up. So I was hoping you guys would want to jump in with me. I'll give it a few minutes for people to join, and we'll dive into the RCM certification from IRCC. And for those that aren't familiar, and I'll share the screen here in just a little bit, the IRCC, excuse me, is a International Reliability Centered Maintenance Certification Committee. So pretty cool stuff. They're trying to standardize RCM certification, which I think is a great thing to do. And I think there's a lot of people that would be interested in pursuing a certification through their organization, so IRCC. So let's take a dive here into the IRCC certification page. Let me get my screen share going. Here we go. Okay. So this is the IRCC's homepage, and pretty snazzy site they've got here. I like the layout. We're interested in learning a little bit more about them. So let's look at the examiners here. Okay, so we've got Chris James, Graham Stephen, Jesus Sifonte, Mark Horton, Nancy Regan, and Rick Platel. So pretty cool. Very high-powered group of RCM folks here. That's a very credible group of people. So awesome. And I know Nancy and Jesus, and they're fantastic. So shoot, this would have enough if it was just one or two of them on here. Excellent stuff. So let's look at the certification, who it's geared towards. So we've got everything from reliability engineers to logistics engineers, which is one of the things I am. Plant managers, systems engineers, another thing I am. Techs, quality, operations, I love it, right? So basically anywhere where RCM would be applicable in more than just conversation. If you were going to do some RCM work, this is the kind of list of people that would most likely be involved in applying RCM somewhere, right? So this is pretty cool. I like it. Let's look at level 1. So I think I may have taken a wrong turn there. Standby 1. Okay, so it looks like they've got 3 levels of certification here. So RCM team member being level 1, facilitator for level 2, and some type of leadership for level 3. So let's dive into level 1. All right, this one's now available. So it demonstrates our understanding of the RCM process and the skills needed to apply RCM as an RCM team member. Pretty cool, right? It's a good starting point. So let's see. 45-minute online exam. Okay. You can register independently or a part of an organization. That's pretty cool. It's an indefinite certification. I like that. Let's see here. To prepare, you should be... Okay, cool. Yeah, most people take an RCM introduction course that's compliant with SAE-JA 1011. Very cool. Yeah, that's definitely the guiding standard for this. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I like this part. Okay, so how do you prepare for the exam? You know, you should consider introductory training or reading background materials such as John Mowbray's RCM2 book, which I don't know too many people that don't have Mowbray's RCM2, so that's fantastic. And then, of course, understanding the SAE standard. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So it looks like the exam fee is $65 US, 60 euro. Yeah, okay, cool. It looks like you may also be able to gain certification through part of a training course. If your training provider has this built into it, you may not have to worry about paying for your exam separately. It may be included in the price of your training. That's pretty sweet. All right, so to register, you can either talk to your training provider or register below here on the site. So that's pretty cool. Yep, they got a little wait list. I know, and I'm just speaking on this as an individual that works with these people, but I know Nancy and Jesus both have the opportunity to provide this exam through their training courses. I don't know about the other folks, and I'm sorry if I'm messing that up for you guys. I'm just getting smart on this myself, so pretty cool. I'm excited about this. I might actually look into that certification. All right, so let's look at number 2, or level 2, sorry. This one's not out yet. Okay. So this will demonstrate both the theoretical and real-world skills to enable you to act as an effective RCM facilitator. Again, I'm only familiar with Jesus Sifonte's course line through Conscious Reliability because he does host it with East Partnership, right? Disclosure there. And I know he provides a facilitator certification through his training. So let's look at level 2 certifications. Understand the principles of RCM in depth. Right? You can lead an RCM team, right? To see that they apply the principles confidently and correctly. Cool. All right. Oh, good. You perform a FMEA decision worksheet, and you have to stand by it. You have to defend it. So there's justifiable maintenance schedules and default strategies. Cool. Guide and manage an RCM team effectively. And you produce thorough, technically robust, and reasonably timed analyses. Excellent. So first you have to demonstrate your knowledge of RCM by passing a 90-minute online test. Okay. It's more demanding than level 1. Oh, okay. So that's good to know. So this is in addition to the level 1 exam. Okay. Got you. So this takes your RCM exam one step further and goes beyond the introductory level associated with level 1 certification. Okay. Team leadership and facilitation techniques are in this exam or in this first level test. Once you've completed the tests, then you are appointed to an independent examiner who coordinates the practical part of the test where you're examined on an RCM analysis that you've completed. Okay, perfect. And then you have an oral examination lasting about an hour where you present your analysis to the IRCC examiner and answer questions about the analysis, the RCM methodology, and facilitation skills. Very, very cool. I am really digging this. I'm glad they did it this way. Cool. All right. So it looks like that will be coming soon. So they do have a registration link, so that's nice. All right, let's check out level 3. I'm sorry if I'm making anyone seasick here. All right, so experienced and confident RCM practitioner. You do not only understand the principles of RCM in depth, but you can explain them clearly, train effectively, and motivate everyone involved in a major RCM project. So what does it mean, man? You have to be able to demonstrate RCM's level 1 and 2, plan and manage RCM complex projects, sorry. All right, provide individuals and organizations with reliable guidance on the application of RCM. So this is a mastery. Having a working knowledge of the capabilities and limitations of a range of condition monitoring techniques. Nice, very nice. Why is that nice? I'm saying nice. You guys are probably curious why, or maybe you're not. That's really good because to show that you really understand something, you have to get smart on a topic. They don't really know how to practice, and they don't understand the limitations because they've never reached them. They've never experimented, or they haven't experimented enough to understand what the limitations or capabilities of different techniques are. I'm no guru on condition monitoring techniques, but I've dealt with them and worked with them in the past, so I could carry a little bit of water in that area of knowledge, but I am sure there are limitations of condition monitoring techniques that I have not experienced. So don't feel like I'm picking on anybody out there. All right, so understand the relationship of RCM to other technologies, risk assessments, good, hazard analysis, root cause analysis, reliability analysis, and modeling, and a strong commitment to personal, professional development and improvement. Excellent. All right, so you take the online test covering the detailed principles of RCM and related materials. They've reviewed your completed RCM analyses and project documents, and you endure a live assessment by the IRCC examiners of your training, your presentation skills, and your understanding. Very, very cool. You know, this has probably got nothing to do with this, but this reminds me a little bit of, and I'm going to come off the screen share here. This reminds me a little bit of the certification process for coatings and corrosion prevention. So I'm familiar with this type of format for both the learning and the exam. So that's pretty cool. I like the way you've got that structured there, IRCC. So yeah, I'm interested to hear from people as they achieve level 1, find out how you liked, how your experience went. So if you are watching this in the future and you've already achieved your level 1 certification, share your story with us in the chat below or in the comments, and let us know how you did with the exam and what you thought of the level 1 exam. And then if you've moved into level 2, once it's available, do the same. Share your comments below, and I might actually embark on this journey just to. I shouldn't make that kind of promise, should I? I might jump in on this at least at level 1, and then I can call Jesus and say, Jesus, I don't know if I should do any more. And then he'll tell me to just suck it up and go for it. So cool, very cool. All right, so now that we've looked into the IRCC, I'd like to talk a little bit about the value of certifications. I don't personally manage certifications in my courses. However, as I've stated, Jesus Sifonte of Conscious Reliability does host his RCM courses with us on East Partnership. And actually, let me see if I can load that up for you and share that with you just on the spot here. So bear with me. This way you can see the way he's got his stuff set up. But there's a reason why I'm bringing this up. It's not to try and pump up Jesus's courses, although I'd love to do that because I think they're fantastic. But certification is very important, and you can tell whether that importance carries any weight by what the industry thinks of it, right? And I had this conversation with I think it was the CMRT certification. I wondered when I first got my certification as a certified maintenance and reliability professional. I wondered if the CMRT carried any weight in industry, and if it didn't, then it was kind of I don't know if it was worth the endeavor for a technician. And I know that's going to be controversial for some people to hear, but the weight of the importance and value of a certification for an individual is often associated with the value of that certification to the industry they work in, right? I mean, that's really what it's kind of about. I mean, if it's not going to make a difference in how I get a job, it's not going to make a difference in how people perceive my skill levels as I enter a new field or a new organization in the same field, or then it's really just a personal thing. There has to be some professional weight to it, some recognition of it out in industry. And if there isn't, then you're going to end up with a certification that kind of lacks the weight and significance that most people are looking for in a certification. And it takes time and money and energy to get certified in something. So you want to make sure you're getting certified in something that's worth the energy. I think that the RCM certification, at least from what I've seen with Jesus's courses, does carry the level of rigor that an employer would want to have. And it looks like it is directly mirroring what the IRCC is depicting in their certification. So let me take a look at that as the only example I have. Nancy Reagan's courses are excellent as well. I've seen hers, but I haven't participated in them. And then I apologize to the rest of the members of IRCC. I'm just not familiar with your product, but I will get familiar with it and speak about it in future episodes. So if you feel like joining me and walking me through your stuff, I'd love to host you on here sometime doing that. Okay, so let's get back to sharing the screen so I can take a look. Let's go to, I don't know which one of these it is. Stand by one. All right. It's got to be this one. All right, let's share it. Oh, and I choose poorly. Oh, I got it right. Okay, so let's go to the RCM. Okay, so this is Conscious Reliability's page here on East Partnership. This is Conscious Reliability's landing page on our site. So let me go ahead and go to his courses. And you can see here we've got two options. The RCM Basic Cohort for May, which, wow, that's right around the corner. I think it starts on the 7th. So what is that, 2 weeks from now? Yeah, it's 2 weeks from now. Okay, so there you go. This course starts in 2 weeks from now. And we have two options on East Partnership for this course. You can take the Basic Cohort, which is a fantastic introductory course on RCM, most notably RCM-R. And for those that are unfamiliar, RCM-R is Reliability Centered Maintenance Re-engineered. It's got some additional layers on top of traditional RCM training. It's got all the RCM stuff plus more related to asset management and some criticality discussion and other things that you may not get in a basic RCM approach. And then a pretty heavy focus on risk management, which I think is fantastic. And then you've got what we call the Analyst Bundle, and this takes that second layer for certification. And in the conscious reliability realm, this would be called an orange belt. And that orange belt is kind of like that level 2. I'm thinking this is it. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jesus, if you see this later. But it looks like it's got the element of the level 2 RCM certification from IRCC, wherein you have to do a FMEA, and then you have to present that FMEA to Jesus in his course, and you have to defend your work and have produced a viable analysis and be able to defend that analysis. And then that gets you your orange belt certification. So the cool thing about the Analyst Bundle is that you get both the yellow and the orange belt in one bundle. So, okay. So let's look at the basic course here though. All right. So, yep, here we go. Yeah, so it does have the SAE JA 1011 evaluation criteria for reliability centered maintenance as the guiding standard. And we use the RCM-R textbook as the suitable textbook that we mentioned earlier in the broadcast here. Instead of referencing John Mowbray's text, we're referencing the RCM-R text. I don't know if you can see it here. There you go. I'll try and drop a link to it down below once the live stream is done. All right, so let's get back to the page here. Oh wait, you guys haven't been able to see that. Oh no. Hold on a second. It didn't move with me. It opened a new window. My bad, guys. Stand by. Let me try this again. There you go. I'm going to close this. Now reopen the stream. So you can see it this time instead of just hearing me talk about it. Okay. Now we're cooking with fire. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. Hey, this is like my second episode, man. I'm still getting my legs under me, right? Okay. So what we have here is the basic course, for Jesus Sifonte's Conscious Reliabilities RCM Basic Course, which is the introductory course. It is an awesome hybrid course. So for those that are interested in hybrid courses where you get some on-demand training and some live, this is the course for you. Jesus takes you through 4 individual live sessions via Zoom. And each of those sessions is 2 hours long. And each of those sessions will occur May 7th, 14th, 21st, and 28th. So 4 individual weeks over the course of May. And they're from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so you'll attend those 4 sessions live with Jesus. And then in between those sessions, you have on-demand coursework to complete. And I'll take you down here to the course description real quick. As I was stating earlier, it's based on the SAE, evaluation criteria for reliability centered maintenance, and his textbook, RCM-R. So super cool course. It is very, very, very much built for application. This is not just a course about RCM. It's about RCM application, right? So he goes through the standards. He goes through the understanding the requirements of a genuine RCM process. The course also goes through the role of RCM within an asset management context, which I think is super important because it looks outside of RCM and what its impact is on asset management programs. Also practicing RCM process with plant assets, and then selecting appropriate failure consequence management policies, distinguishing attributes from the RCM-R enhanced process, which you'll learn in the course. And then, of course, knowing the steps and requirements for effective implementation of RCM-R. And once you've done all that, you've established the basis for certification, and you've opened the door to basically start your certification journey. So very cool stuff. Jesus is awesome. If you want to see how deep this course gets, you can see here. I'll open up each of these different modules. So we've got RCM development, little quiz, suitability, survey. Oh man, this is great. 7 questions of the RCM process, what entails the process, another small quiz, and on, right? So we've got process definition, the pillars, the diagram, data integrity. So I'm going to take a moment just to talk about this, and then we're going to start wrapping here in a moment. But the RCM data integrity to me is huge because a lot of times we stand up these really great programs. We put processes in place, and we look at the things that create data. We look at the things that could influence the collection of data. We look at the things that, or we talk about the use of data once it's been captured. But we have to look at the integrity of asset data. We have to look at making quality data. We have to look at the right type of data, the right level, the right depth, the right frequency of collection. There's so much that goes into data and building the right type of data for your program. And I love that we talk about data integrity and the right type of RCM-R data in the course. And then, of course, we roll into asset criticality analysis, which is huge. Because you shouldn't be doing real deep analysis on something that doesn't carry significant enough criticality, enough weight, right? And then we've got module 6. This is the operating context, which is, again, a massive. I mean, I should just do an episode on each one of these modules. One of the bigger points I like to make in any type of analysis is taking into account a proper operating context. And for anyone that does analysis for a living, you're nodding your head saying duh. But for those that aren't familiar with that, if you perform analysis void of accurate operating context, you're going to be missing out on a tremendous amount of influence on your analysis. So an example I used in a recent podcast was that you've got an engine that you're buying from a manufacturer, and you do some analysis before the engine arrives at your facility. Most notably, you're trying to get ahead on the maintenance task analysis so that you have the right maintenance procedures defined for the asset before it shows up. And you figure, as you should, being very proactive, that you could employ a early run of MTA, right, maintenance task analysis, to get ahead, but so that by the time the equipment gets here, you've at least got the foundations built out. So you take down the OEM's recommended maintenance procedures, and you start working on that. And you go out in your lab or your facility or whatever, and you're imagining having to perform this maintenance in this environment. What you're starting to do is introduce operating context, right? You're starting to look at the environmental context. Where is this analysis going to occur, or where's the equipment going to operate, and in what environment will it operate, and who will operate it, and what conditions will it be in? All this stuff is operating context. And so once you get the equipment and you've installed it, then you should validate your assumed maintenance task analysis assumptions. You should go back and validate those with the asset in its operating environment so that you can fully capture operating context. But at a minimum, you have to at least define that operating context and account for it in your analysis. And we've got functional analysis, performance levels, primary, secondary, and hidden functions, and functional block diagrams, which is, for those that haven't really gotten into the RCM world much, functional block diagrams is huge, very important. And then, of course, you've got your little mini quiz there. And then I'm not going to break each one of these out because they get into great depth, as you've seen with Module 6. But you've got your failure modes, your causes, your functional failures, your effects, your risk management. And then I like this section here because this is one of my gigs, maintenance strategies, right? So technically feasible and worth doing, preventive maintenance, condition monitoring tasks, detection, running to failure, non-recurring actions, design change objectives, all the good stuff that comes with sound maintenance strategy. And then the course dives into failure consequences, selection of failure consequence management policies, implementing RCM-R, fine-tuning your analysis. And then, of course, if you go into the orange belt segment, then you would become a certified analyst. So pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. And I apologize if I butchered the levels of certification here at one point or another in the conversation. I'm just trying to bring you guys some real life stuff that you may not have been exposed to yet. So yeah, I'm really interested in what IRCC is doing, and I'm going to try and keep up with it and bring some of that content to you guys here on the Life Cycles live streams. And I think that what they're doing is pretty cool, and I'm glad they're doing it. And this would be something that could be beneficial to people like me that have their CMRP and that are maybe looking to show specialization in reliability-centered maintenance. Hey, check that out. I do have my nerd Tennessee shirt on today. I just realized I couldn't get any more reliability maintenance ish today, could I? Before I forget, and I'm gonna have to broadcast this later on a video independent of this live stream, but about a week ago, I made a video where I was wearing a certain shirt, and I said, I love this Upkeep shirt. And Ryan Chan, great friend, but just a fantastic presence in our community, immediately reached out to me and said, dude, I'm glad, I like your shirt, And I said, thanks. Thanks for picking the most comfortable t-shirt I've ever been provided by a company. And he said, oh yeah? And I said, yeah. I said, I would wear one of these shirts every day of the week if I could, as a joke. And Ryan says, let me see what I can do about that. And he sends me another round of Upkeep shirts, right? Isn't this cool? So I just got these in the mail. I've still got to wash them so I can wear them. But just what an amazing group of people. They sent me more coffee cups. I got some socks, Upkeep socks, man. So big shout out to Ryan and the crew over at Upkeep. They just never stop giving. They're one of the most generous companies in our industry, in our space, and I'm just super grateful for them. And speaking of Jesus and Upkeep, Jesus Sifonte and I will be joining Upkeep for a free webinar where we are going to discuss reliability-centered maintenance and maintenance task analysis in maintenance programs and what you should and shouldn't do with those and what they mean and all that good stuff. So Please join us. It'll be sometime here in May, and we're going to start broadcasting the date as soon as Upkeep is ready to advertise. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. I'm super excited that um, the IRCC certification is getting off the ground. I think this is going to be great for us. I'm glad that we've got partners like Upkeep helping us keep the RCM conversations going and providing that free webinar content to their users in the maintenance community, which, by the way, if you're not part of Upkeep's maintenance community yet, I highly encourage you to check that out. And I'll try and remember to, let me write it down so I don't forget, drop that in the comments as well. So I owe you guys IRCC, the RCM-R text, and I owe you guys the maintenance community, which is at upkeep.org, by the way. All right, and I'll try and link that below. So, hey, I've done what I've done. I've gone 30 minutes. That's kind of my goal, is to go right around 30 minutes talking about cool stuff with you guys, something that we haven't had an opportunity to discuss yet this week. And so, yeah, there you go. My first dive into the IRCC site, a little bit of a reaction there. And I'm interested in their level 1 certification and what it can give to our industry. I think this stuff is great. And I extend an invitation to any of the other providers if they want to talk about their ability to help provide those certifications. So don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn, right here, all right, at East Partnership. And if you're watching this, you're probably watching it on YouTube. So don't forget to follow us here on YouTube as well. Subscribe if you feel so inclined. And I look forward to talking to you guys during the next stream. All right, have a good one. Take it easy.